Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I'm gonna start by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Makakwadas. Double honors to the elder of the great millstone, and peace and blessing to the house of David, the Bayah Dawadah being raising up in these last days, man. And real quick, I'm gonna get into a lesson going into Moab. Now, with this thing with the coronavirus, it has spread throughout the land of Moab and the land of Ammon. You know, and this comes from these heathen nations, these so-called Chinese people eating rats, eating bats, and eating all type of detestable creatures, man, which is forbidden in our law. See, and this goes to show that the righteous are not in rulership, okay? Because Esau allows these things to happen, man. You see, Esau, he is the embodiment of death. He's the embodiment of Satan on the planet Earth. And so, what will Satan do? Well, Satan will allow these different nations to eat everything that goes against the laws, man. Everything that goes against Yahweh Shin Yahushua, you see. So, that's why these nations are feeling the plagues, because as the nation of Israel, the remnant is waking up out of that long sleep. Okay, the bones are coming back together, pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 37. These nations are starting to feel the anger of the Lord, because the anger of the Lord is departing from the remnant, from the elect, and it's being placed upon these different nations, man. Okay, Edom is starting to feel it. Moab is starting to feel it, and pretty soon the entire earth is going to start to feel it, man. And the Lord is bringing pestilence upon the planet Earth as before, like he did in the time of Egypt, when Pharaoh, refused to let the Israelites go. Okay, so this is just a precursor of these nations drinking the dregs of the cup, and this is just the beginning, man. It's gonna get a whole lot worse, and there's gonna be a whole lot of bodies that's gonna be piled up. Okay, so let's get into it, man. This is It says Tencent app may have leaked real figures of coronavirus in China, 400 million lockdown cities. This was published February 8, 2020. So 400 million people are locked down. So, they have basically called for martial law, okay? These cities are locked down. So, basically you can't even go outside without a mask, okay? And that's punishable up to, being jailed. You see what I mean? So Moab, they're tasting the curses, man. They're tasting the curses that the scriptures say. If we were to turn back to Yahweh Bashin outside, all these curses will be placed upon these nations, because we had to drink of the cup of the wrath of the Most High. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And Moab was one of the main nations that persecuted us, pursuant to Psalms 83. Okay, and Moab is one of them nations that has these different gods. Okay, that are basically sacrificing to the gods to keep the nation of Israel down. You see, like the scriptures say, all nations have drunken of the cup of Esau, Edom. Okay, and these nations, they hate the nation of Israel, man. When you go to Revelation chapter 11, it says these nations, they rejoice and they send gifts one to another, man. Okay, them gifts were the slaves, man. Okay, they send gifts one to another when they seen the nation of Israel in a down state. Okay, because for a certain part in time, we're in a lost and confused state. Okay, not knowing your nationality, your heritage, that's shameful right there. And these nations rejoiced over that. But the Lord is going to put these nations to shame, as he's doing right now, letting them know that he has not forsaken his people. It says a Chinese website called Tencent displayed a web page titled Epidemic Situation Tracker, briefly showing data on the novel coronavirus 2019 and COV. In China, that was much higher than official estimates, before suddenly switching to lower numbers multiple times, Taiwan News reported. So there's a lot more people that are being affected by this coronavirus, man. And regardless if it's Esau, in a lab somewhere making these viruses, we all know that the issues of death and life comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So the Lord's the one that's doing this, man. Okay, we don't give no credit to these devils, man. It's the Most High that's perpetrating this thing. Like the scripture saying in Amos 3. So a trumpet be blown in the city and the people be not afraid. should there be evil in the city and the Lord has not done it. So this evil in the cities of Moab, and the Lord is the one that's doing this, man. It says many feel that Tencent is inevitably leaking the real figures of those who have been killed and infected. On January 26th, the website began to display there was much higher estimates of those killed and infected, according to Hiroki Low, a 38-year-old Taiwanese beverage store owner who took a screenshot of the website. So they're playing with the numbers. They don't want the world to know how many people are actually infected and how many people have died. It says over the weekend on February 1st, the Tencent webpage shows another mix-up of statistics, listing confirmed cases of the Wuhan virus in China at 154,023, 10 times the official figure at the time. It also lists the number of suspected cases at 79,808, 4 times the official figure at the time. So there's a whole lot of deaths here, man. I'm not going to go into it all. As you can see right here, written in the language of Moab, there's a whole lot of deaths, man. Okay, and the Lord's the one that's doing this, man, because Moab has been at ease. These Moabites, they have the same anger towards you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics than the so-called white man does. Okay, and they are in agreement. Okay, the scripture said they have perpetrated to cut the nation off from being a nation, the nation of Israel. Okay, so the Lord is showing His face to Moab, man. All right. Let me get another precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 48 and verse 4. It says, Moab has been at ease from his youth, and he has settled on his lees. Okay, so Moab has not been touched by the Most High yet, because like the Lord raised up ancient Pharaoh, or the Lord raised up these Moabites, man. Okay, and the king of Moab at this current moment is King Jong-un, which, you know, tensions are rising up with the land of Moab, because they're going to be used to go to, you know, the Third World War with Esau, Edom, and Gog and Magog. It says, and has not been empty from vessel to vessel, neither has he gone into captivity, therefore his taste remain in him, and his scent is not changed. Right, man? So that pride has been lifted up in the land of Moab, man. Okay? Because they have not gone into captivity. They don't know what it feels like to be downtrodden, like the nation of Israel. You see? But that's all going to change, man. These nations are they're starting to feel the wrath of the Most High, and it's only going to escalate until they get, you know, put in slavery in the kingdom to come. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will send unto him wanderers, and that shall cause him to wander, and shall empty his vessels and break their bottles. And Moab shall be ashamed of Chemosh, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel, their confidence. Right, man? Because these Moabites, they worship these different gods. Okay? And I believe that Moab has over, and I'm just going to list a number, over 100 gods, man. So I just went to Google and just looked up most popular gods and goddesses of ancient China. Okay? And you see it says 200 gods and goddesses worshipped throughout ancient China. Okay? So let's go to each and every one of them. These Moabites are being put to shame because they're starting to find out that these gods that they worship, they don't walk, they don't see, they don't save. The only power that is controlling all things, the omnipotent, is Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. Now it goes to say dragon. Alright? It says dragon. The dragon is the oldest symbol of a deity found in China. It says Shangtai. Shangtai was the supreme god of law, order, justice, and creation. Now if I had more time later on, I might do a second part to this. But, you know, for the lack of time, I might have to speed this thing up. It says Queen, Mother of the West, Queen Yin. So you see all these different gods that these Moabites are worshiping, man. That's why they're being put to shame, because these gods that they sacrifice to, they're only perpetrating to keep the nation of Israel down. That's it. All right, that's really it. All right. It says, "How say ye we are mighty and strong man for war? Moab is spoiled and gone up out of her cities, and his chosen young men are gone down to the slaughter, said the Lord." Said the King, whose name is the Lord of hosts. The calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hastens fast. You damn well know that these Moabites are crying, man. You know, they're being locked up in their homes. Pretty much martial law is declared. You know, they got drones out there that are making sure, that people don't come out of their houses without masks, okay? And this is all gonna lead up to the microchip being implemented, okay? Because certain people are gonna be quarantining, and in order to track people that they might suspect who have the virus, they're gonna have to track them by implementing that microchip under their skin, okay? So this is a beautiful thing, man. Hey, Barakatah Yahweh Shin Yahushua. The Lord is showing us that He's, pulling back His arm that He has put upon us to do to basically cut us off. He's putting it upon these other nations, man, that have hated us. All right. This is let me see it. Isaiah chapter 16 and verse 6. It says, "We have heard the pride of Moab. He is very proud, even of his haughtiness and his pride and his wrath, but his lies shall not be so. Therefore shall Moab howl for Moab. Everyone shall howl for the foundations of Kerreseth shall ye mourn, surely ye shall be stricken." And they're being stricken right now, man. Okay? And that coronavirus is nothing to play about. And that's a slow death from the Most High, man. You see? And it's only going to escalate. This is coming to the United States. Okay? You got Jakes out here talking shit, still playing games, man, not taking this thing seriously, man. But the Lord is about to make an example of a lot of our people, man. Okay? Even some of these ones that are in the truth that are not really sincere, they just put it on the front, man. A lot of you guys are going to be put to death in the face of the congregation, man. You see, because the Lord is the Lord of judgment. As the Apostle Tahar coined this year, the year of prophecy, man. And it's only going to get worse. It's going to get better for the elect, because this shows that we're about to get the hell up out of Babylon, man. But it's only going to get worse for these other inhabitants of the earth. Okay? Because the Lord is using His sword, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to basically, for lack of better words, speed up the prophecies, man. Salakia. Alright? So we're at the end, man. We're at the end. And you got to be, some guys are not prophesying. Some guys don't really have that same energy that they have coming into this truth. Well, the Lord is taking the spirit off of you, man. Like it says in Matthew 25. "For whosoever shall be given, he shall receive the more. But whosoever, just roughly paraphrasing, whosoever was given and he didn't do anything with it, that shall be taken away from him." Okay, so the Lord is taking the spirit of lukewarm dudes and dudes that are really not pushing these last days. He's giving that spirit to the ones that are really in the spirit, man. The ones that are really pushing. That's why you see brothers really constantly doing videos day and night. And it's more than that. Going to camp, congregating, doing these live shows. These are tokens of charity that we're putting out there. And it's not because of ourselves. It's because of the spirit that the Lord has put upon us to do this, man. You see? This is Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, "I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revelings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, surely Moab should be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles and salt pits." And we all know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, man. It was destroyed by brimstone. And that's going to be the end game of Moab, man. It's not only going to be the United States that's going to be hit with missiles, man. Different parts of the world are going to be hit with missiles. You see? But these nations, these heathens are going to be left, a few select numbers of them to witness the destruction of Moab. The destruction of Babylon. That's what I meant to say, okay? Okay, kids, as you know in Revelation 18, these nations are going to stand in terror, and they're going to will because of that delicate city that's going to be burned to ashes. So they're going to witness the destruction of Babylon, America. All right? All right, it says, "The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them." You see, this shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth. Because these gods can't save shit, man. These gods are made with stone and different minerals, man. It says, "And man shall worship him, everyone from its place, even all the isles of the heathen." All right. So the Lord is going to give these nations up into the hands of his people for slaves because of their reproach. Because as it is written, the Lord never hid his face from his people. Let me actually get that precept real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, man, the Lord never hid his face from his people, man. And these nations are going to start to find that out. Okay? There we go. Alright, so this is Isaiah 45 and verse 15. It says, Verily thou art a power that hidest thyself, O power of Israel, the Savior. They shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. And that's the world that is talking about in John 3:16. Okay? That's the world that the one they call Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, who he came for. Okay, he didn't come for these different nations. If he came for these different nations, why is it saying that these nations are going to be confounded for their false gods, and the nation of Israel is going to be saved with everlasting salvation? You see, so this is all the controversy of Zion, man. That's it. You see, so expect more of these nations to taste the wrath of the Most High, man, as we approach the last days and the return of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Okay, and Moab is not the only one. Edom, Ham, okay, Japheth, okay, Ammon. You see, more of these nations are going to taste the wrath of the Most High, man. So until the next time I say, hey, Shalom.